Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
Feel I put in my other rule. Right. In turn. And you see, automatically it adds the rules from that particular rule. This is the rule that I had in the managers or above rule. Isn't it management level? Any of the selection list, and a bunch of values in the comparison bag. Correct. This is what I did just a few minutes ago, 1 or 2 minutes ago. And if I copy it from there, it automatically copies that rule into my current rule. So I will just remove that blank row at the bottom. And here I'm looking at non-managers. Okay. I'm looking at non-managers. So how do I write the rule? It says non-managers. In the relational operator we choose does not include, maybe none, in the selection list. Absolutely. None in the selection list. If I say none in the selection list, it is actually a not. So if somebody is in this selection list, I mean in this list of values, then they are not eligible. I mean the other way round. If somebody who is not in this list, they are eligible. So that means non-managers in our case. You see, I just flipped the relational operator, or I could have done it the other way around. I could have done like any in the selection list. And here I would have chosen 7 supervisor and 8 individual countries. I could have done that. That would have been perfectly fine. No problem. But I think this is a better way of doing it, like none in the selection list. Right. You agree? That's questions. Did I confuse you even more? Good. Because instead of because, you see, I copied over the same thing managers are about. So I just flipped the condition. Instead of checking any in the selection list, I would say none in the selection. Okay. All right. So I can, after I have copied it, I can remove it from the copy condition. So that's my task is done. Click OK to save this. Now I will go back to my allowance plan. I will use the task edit allowance plan with the same effective date of 24th. Let's find the car allowance. And now what I'm going to do is, in the plan eligibility, I will say manager or above. Now tell me what this will do. What this car allowance will do. Now does it make sense? Now tell me what is this car allowance going to do? Who is going to get it? And how much? Who is going to get it will be. Come on, I'm going to go and manage this in about 1200. And what happened? According to the country of their location. Yes. So if my manager is in US, they will get $1,200. If they are in the UK, they'll get £900. Will my manager be in the UK? Yeah. Can we not add this eligibility rule here in the allowance plan directly? Which says manager from the other one in allowance plan. Can we not add it in the profile? Why? Why should we add it in the plan? It makes no sense. We can do two operations at. One is it says managers are above, and this particular location. Listen. First is you have to be able to get the car allowance. Okay. Now let's say I will give you a very crude and maybe even a poor example. But let's say, in a party you can have fetch food or non-veg food. Correct. You can have vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food. But what is the criteria for you to have that food in the party? Absolutely. You have to be invited to the party. Without getting invited to the party, can you have the vegetarian food or the non-vegetarian food? I mean, unless you crash the party. I mean, unless you have to be invited there. So this rule, right here, is the invitation. This will make you eligible for that allowance. Whether you eat, whether you are going for a veg food or non-veg food, that is here. But first you have to be eligible for that allowance, right? Otherwise, how will we define what is the amount? You are not even eligible. So to understand which of people are eligible for the plan for the allowance, that is what we will define, the plan eligibility. If you want to define different amounts for different set of populations, that is what you will define here. Yeah, you got it. Do it. Same for compensation grade as well. If you are having the same compensation grade, for if you have the same ranges pay for everybody, then you don't need a grade profile, correct? Similarly here, if you are going to give the same allowance to every manager or above, you don't need to create plan profiles. Right. If you are going to have the same amount, you don't need to have different profiles. Now, what can be another example of a car allowance? I mean of this eligibility rule at the plan profile level. Let's say your manager is getting $1,200. Your directors are getting $1,500, and your CEO is getting $2,000. Then how will you do it? You got what I'm saying. So managers or above are eligible for a car allowance. Right. But what is the amount manager? $1,200? Director, $1,500. Okay. Or let's say, Vice President, $1,800, CEO, $2,000. How would you do it? Can we allowance profiles? We can define a management level is equal to manager when we're laundry. Exactly. So how many eligibility rules there? So one eligibility rule. One eligibility rule that we create is manager or above, where we will assign that allowance plan at the allowance plan level. Right. And then we will create 4 eligibility rules based on the management level. Right.
Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@therateuptalk.com.